And now, Better Insurance Options presents Senior Security. What happened in the past might be good or it might be bad, but it can't be changed. So let's handle it like this. You just arrived in this body at this moment, look around, assess the situation, forget about blame or the reasons why, just make a plan. For Better Insurance Options, here is Frank Sutter.
Hi, I'm Frank. I'm going to tell you a story that I could get in big trouble for. By law, I'm not supposed to talk about people's health conditions. That is protected health information, but honestly, this is that important. One year during open enrollment, I won't say when, I had a gentleman walk into my office and I figured he was in his late 50s. Turns out he was well over 65, but he actually looked pretty young for his age. He also seemed to be in pretty good health, and he surprised me by telling me that he was there to inquire about Medicare. Actually, he wanted to know about Medicare supplement plans. I really didn't think he was on Medicare, which is, of course, a requirement. So it turns out that this gentleman already had a Medicare supplement plan, and he was visiting me for the purpose of checking into a better plan. Unfortunately, I was unable to sell him a better plan, and the reason is because of medical underwriting, which I'm about to get to. But the reason why he was so interested in a better Medicare supplement plan is because he loved his. And the reason why he loved his is what I'm about to talk about. This gentleman recently had open heart surgery. Now, I don't know much about the actual cost of an open heart surgery, but I do know it's very expensive. But even with knowing that, it strikes me that this gentleman must have had complications from the surgery because he told me that his surgery cost just a little bit over $1 million. I'm going to tell you about this $1 million bill in just a second, but first let me explain to those who do not know that underwriting is the approval process for an application, and it's based mostly on medical criteria. So this guy was in my office to ask about a better Medicare supplement plan, and I had to tell him that his open heart surgery is what would cause a denial of his application when it was underwritten. There is a happy ending, though. I also told him that he could keep what he had, that it could not be taken away unless he missed his payments, and it would continue to protect him just as well as it had, so he would be fine. I'm going to tell you about how it protected him and why he was so thrilled with it right after this.
Most people know that Original Medicare is set up to cover 80% of your medical bills. Most people also know that our 20% share will probably get higher as we get older. But did you know how high? I just recently read that a couple that retired in 2017 and stayed on Original Medicare will spend, on average, $275,000 on health care throughout the remainder of their lives. $275,000, with Original Medicare paying 80% of the bill. Original Medicare is not enough. I really think that before you owe that kind of money to a medical provider, you owe it to yourself to call me and find out how Medigap works. 267-997-1007.
Okay, I'm back, and we were talking about a gentleman who had open heart surgery. It's illegal for me to talk about actual cases, so I'm going to have to withhold the guy's actual name and location to protect my keister. But here's the point of my story. This gentleman wasn't shopping, he knew what he wanted. He wanted a new Medicare supplement plan that was even more comprehensive than the one that he had because he knew how well Medicare supplement plans work. After Medicare had picked up its share of his expenses, what was left over was probably, I'm guessing, approximately 20%, or in this case, around $200,000. This gentleman was thrilled with his Medicare supplement plan because it picked up all of that. His final out-of-pocket bill turned out to be zero. Now, I know that $1 million is a lot of money for a single surgical procedure, so I did a little research into what the average cost for an average person would be. I discovered that a couple who went on Original Medicare in the year 2017 would end up paying on average over the course of their lives approximately $270,000. I have an article I'd be glad to share with you to verify this, and it was taken from CNN Money. Just go to my website, frankly.betterme.com/senior security and contact me. But my point is, and please don't miss this point, Original Medicare is not enough. $270,000 is a shocking number, but it really is the average you will pay on Original Medicare. But that's why Medicare supplement insurance exists. Original Medicare doesn't cover everything. There is always a financial responsibility for the insured. What will you pay with Original Medicare? You will pay copays, deductibles, and coinsurance, and there is no upper limit. In this gentleman's case, it would have been around $200,000 for one procedure, and the average is about $270,000 for a couple over the course of their lives. It can be madness, and I can help protect you. Give me a call at 267-997-1007, and let's talk about this. I'm Frank Sutter for Better Insurance Options.
You've been listening to Senior Security, a production of Better Insurance Options. Better Insurance Options is a subsidiary of Frankly Better Marketing Enterprises, Incorporated. You can email any questions or comments to franklybetterme@gmail.com. And thank you for listening.